This is from the Diamond Sutra. He was, the Buddha was asked, "O Great One, when you attained unexcelled perfect enlightenment, what did you attain?" And the Buddha, according to this sutra, said, "O Subhuti, when I attained unexcelled perfect enlightenment, I attained absolutely nothing. That's why it is called unexcelled perfect enlightenment." So the message there is there's nothing to attain. You attain absolutely nothing. You're in this moment, and you always will be. And as soon as that is accepted, then the suffering changes into life itself instead of this horrible disease from which I must escape. As long as we're escaping, we're going to find ways of escapism. It could be religion, it could be sex, it could be overeating, it could be drugs, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. When you're trying to escape, you're not here. And what I'm saying is, it's a very simple message. When you're willing to be here and not elsewhere, then you are fully alive. And I recommend trying to be fully alive and see what it's like. You might like it. See, John Troy, you mentioned, he was down here for the gathering in 2019. He and I had so much fun together. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be with another person who's just willing to be here. No big deal, nothing to prove, nothing to argue about, not trying to improve anything, just enjoying this moment and the fact of being alive, that we are this aliveness. If you can do that with another person, it's just marvelous. I mean, that's why Katanya, my wife, and I have been so happy together, because we can just sit there together, not trying to do anything, just sit in a couple of chairs, looking out at the trees and listening to the birds, and it's just marvelous. And there's nowhere to get it. We both know that one of us will die before the other, unless we're in some accident or whatever. And the other one will be left alone and grieving. But in this moment, we aren't. In this moment, which is all one ever has, we can celebrate. Even if one is in pain or sad, then you can celebrate that part of humanity, that part of being alive. To me, Sabine, this is so clear, and it's so easy, and it's so obvious. And that's what I've tried to make clear in my books. And some people have picked up on it. I hear from them, and it's great. I'm so glad that I had that to say, Sabine.
Yeah.
If we want freedom, we have to understand that this is a limited situation. You're going to die. You are going to die. That's what the Greek Stoics called memento mori, the recollection of death. And that's a very powerful teacher. That's a spiritual teacher right there. And the other Greek Stoic suggestion was amor fati, which means love your fate. Love your fate. So what that means is, instead of saying poor pitiful me, as long as you do that, the poor pitiful me part, you will never fully live. When you embrace what you are and what you have, then you're alive. You're really alive. And the essence of my message is, try being fully alive and see what it's like. You may like it. You really may like it. It may be hard at first to admit, I don't know anything. I'm really rather ignorant. This is true of all of us, the spiritual teachers included. They don't know anything. They don't know what any of this is any more than you do. But I have no inside information. No one does. We have to understand that these spiritual teachers may help you get over a certain confusion, but after you get over that confusion, you will still have to go on living, and you will still have to find yourself. No one can teach you who you are. No one can. These people will sit there and tell you, all you are is pure consciousness. All you are is pure consciousness. Oh, really? And you know that how? You ask them, you know that how? Or in the non-duality thing, they'll say, it's one without a second. Really? You're standing outside of all this and looking at it? How did you get out there? So you know that how? You see, we have to ask ourselves these questions when someone preaches to us. The first question that I recommend is, really? And you know that how? You know that how? And if people will keep asking that question, I think they'll get down to rock bottom not knowing. And not knowing is the wisdom place, but where you are grounded in your own being. You just hear, and you don't know. You don't know where any of this is leading. You don't know what any of it means. You don't know where it came from, and you don't know where it's headed. And when we get into that position, I say, and this is only Robert, I'm not an expert, I'm only expressing my own experience. When we get into that position of not knowing and fully embrace it and understand that I don't know and I'm never going to know the secrets of the universe and no one can teach them to me. When we get into that position, we are, I am saying, as free as we ever will be. So